You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, it's JPA here. Now in today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers versus Celtic, or Celtic versus Rangers as I should say. Really good game. I'll just get straight into this video. So if you haven't heard already, where have you been? The game finished Celtic 1, Rangers 2. That's now the first time since I think 2010 that we've won at Parkhead, which really annoys me. That's obviously, what, 9 years. Really annoys me that they kept going on about it in the media. Oh, they've not won here in 9 years, they've not won here in 9 years. 4 of those years we didn't even play them because we were in the lower leagues. Now, that's not Celtic's fault, I'm not saying that, but you kind of just say, oh, that they've no beat them in so many years, when realistically it's maybe about 8 or 9 games, which, as I say, isn't good enough, but we have been in a transitional period as well throughout that, so I wouldn't read too much into the fact that we've not won there in 9 years or whatever. I'll just get straight into this game and talk about it, and I'll talk about my thoughts after the game. I thought we started really brightly, had them on the back foot for most of the game. The big incident happened about midway through the first half. Katic from a corner was alleged to have pulled Julian's shirt. The referee had no hesitation, pointed straight to the spot. When you look at it back, he's pulled his shirt. But my question is, how many times do you see that in every game? If you were to give a penalty for that, and I actually agree, I think it should be a penalty, but they should be given penalties every single week for every time that happens, then people will stop doing it. But for me, it's a little bit inconsistent, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video, why I think that's inconsistent. Anyway, they got the penalty. Ryan Christie stepped up and he put it to McGregor's left hand side. Now, if you know anything about the history of Rangers and McGregor's penalty saves against Celtic, he's saved 3 penalties, all to the left hand side. The first one was Scott McDonald, the second one was obviously that famous one against Samaras at Ibrox, which probably won us the league that year, back in, I think it was what, 2011, 2010, something like that. And the third one was obviously here. Great save, delighted for McGregor. I remember actually saying at the time, and I kind of take back what I said at the time. I says, if this goes down, Rangers have lost the league here, and I didn't mean that in a way as I don't think we can win the league, or we can't come back from this, can't come back from the points that we're behind. I just generally felt that if decisions like this are going to go against us every time we play in these big games, then we've got no chance of winning the league. Fortunately for us, obviously McGregor saved it, and not long after that Rangers got the first goal, and it actually started right in our half, way down in our box. Davis won the ball, played a couple of 1-2s with Kamara and Aribo, and it finally felt its way to Barisic after good possession play from us. Barisic has a chance to cross it, he doesn't cross it right away, takes his time, looks up, finds Ryan Kent in space. Ryan Kent, it comes to him, he doesn't really make much movement, to be honest. A lot of the work is done by the good ball from Barisic, and he actually put his laces right through it with his left foot, and it curls actually right round Ayer, clips the post and right on the inside and goes in. Really good finish, delighted for him. Just about 5-6 minutes later, something really controversial happened. Edouard was bursting through the middle, evaded a couple of challenges from Kamara, and I think it was Davis in the midfield, and Ryan Jack tried to slide tackle him, but for some reason he's tried like a back heel thing. I think he's trying to like keep possession of the football while he's tackling, and it kind of backfired a little bit. It ricocheted, and I think it ricocheted off Edouard, came to Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor takes a couple of steps and takes a shot. Edouard had made his run into the box, and it's hit the inside of his arm, which was down by his side, I'm not going to deny that. It hit his arm, clearly goes in, and I just want to read this quick thing that I found on Google. I'll just read this now. So I'll just read this quickly. Gaining possession and scoring as a result of handling the ball will not be allowed, nor will a goal scored directly from handling the ball, regardless of intent. So what that tells me is, whether Edouard meant to handle the ball or no, it's gone in off his hand, and therefore shouldn't be a goal, and that is why there's such a big controversy over this goal. Clancy's in a good position to see it, does give the goal when clearly it should have been ruled out. So we went in 1-1 at half time. Level. I remember thinking at half time that we were never going to get away with here with 3 points with the way the referee was playing the game. Very disappointing performance from him, and I'll talk about him a little bit later on. So we went in the second half, and I thought we started brightly just as much as we did in the second half. The first half. I thought we were really good on the ball, good interpassing between the midfield and the forward players. So on to the next controversial thing that happened. Referee missed this one again. 54th minute, we got a corner. It comes in, and Aribo's having his shirt pulled. Well, more realistically, he's getting his shirt pulled off his back by one of the Celtic players. I think it was actually Christie. Ridiculous, blatant, as you'll see. If the first one's a penalty, then this is definitely a penalty. Not given. Goes out for another corner. This time the corner comes in from Borna Barisic, and Katic loses his marker, who I think is Ayer. Complete ball watching. Katic rises really well, heads it on target, and we go 2-1 in front. After that, Celtic started to come into the game a little bit, and you kind of expected that to happen. They did press a little bit, but we managed to hit them on the break 1 or 2 times while they were doing that. One of which was a really good ball from Goldson right across field to Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent ran it on it, crosses it right across the 6-yard box, and Morelos is in there sliding in on the stretch, and I think it takes a little bit of bobble and it goes over. He's taken a lot of slack for that. He's still not scoring in Celtic, and he's missed this easy chance. I don't think it's as easy as it looks, to be honest. I do think it takes a bit of a bobble, and I do think he's really stretching for it. To get anything on it at all was pretty good, to be honest, and it's just one of those things that either goes in or it goes over the bar, and obviously it went over the bar. At this point, Morelos was involved in a little bit more controversy later on. He had a couple of wee bumps into Scott Brown. First one he didn't really get booked for it. Second one he did. I thought Brown made a hell of a meal of it. Didn't think it was a booking at the time. I didn't think it was going to be costly. This was 5 minutes before the end of the game, 85th minute. And the game was supposed to go on for 94 minutes. The guy had held up the board 94, and just as it hit 94, Morelos is away, clear on goal. Frimpong managed to get back, make a real good tackle. Morelos continues his run into the box, feels pressure from Ayer, decides to go down. Is it a dive? You could say it is a dive. He didn't need to go down, but it's the dying embers of the game. There's no real controversy. If the ref gives a penalty, but I don't think he would anyway. And Clancy sprints over and books him for the second time. Bearing in mind the first booking, before he even gets his card out his pocket, he's sprinting over there trying to get out as fast as he possibly can to card Morelos. I just think it's beyond belief the way he gets targeted. And I'll probably do another video on this regarding not just Morelos but the way Rangers are refereed in general. Terrible decision, I think, to send him off. I think game's finished. Tell me if you think he's died. Tell me to get up. Say, look, didn't do that again. Next time I referee a game, you do that, I will send you off, or I will book you, or whatever. But for the sake of 90 seconds, let's say, to send him off, I thought was really, really harsh. So that was it. Michael Beale, who's part of our management team, he was also sent to the bench for arguing with John Kennedy over the incident. And that was it. That finished 2-1 Rangers. Delighted for the team, delighted for Gerrard. I think it's a big milestone, to be honest. A lot of people will say, but Celtic are still top of the league, blah blah blah. I didn't read into that at all. I really think that we've come on leaps and bounds this season, and we're far closer than we were last season. I know we were actually level on points at this point last season, but I think we're a lot stronger. We had dropped quite a lot of points last season, as did Celtic. This time we're both not really dropping points as much, but in saying that, Rangers have only been beaten 3 times this season, twice against Celtic, who are the best team in the league, or the best team in the country, and once by young boys where we kind of throw it away ourselves. So fine margins. And the only other time we dropped points was against Hearts and Aberdeen, who are quite difficult games if I'm honest. I thought our game management was really good today. I thought we were scoring the 55th minute, there's still a long way to go, and I thought this is generally when we kind of throw games away, when we just didn't manage it in the right way. I thought we did really well, defended well. Morelos got us up the pitch when we needed to. Kent was absolutely tireless. Great performance. So now I'm going to talk about the referee. I thought the referee had an absolute stinker. For me, by the letter of the law, some of these decisions are correct against Rangers, but when are they ever given? I would honestly suggest that these decisions wouldn't be given against Celtic if that happened the other way around. He missed so many things. I thought it was a really harsh penalty, given that they're hardly ever given. We were denied a penalty. Julian probably should have been sent off for a last ditch tackle on Morelos. Ryan Christie was on a booking, punched Morelos in the knackers, didn't get anything for it, although he was on a booking. There was just numerous. Obviously the handball goal was ridiculous, one of the most ridiculous goals I think you'll ever see, and the sending off of Morelos I thought was a joke. And to top it off, he sent off Michael Beale as well from the stand, to the stand, sorry. So all in all, I thought he had a really poor game. I'll probably do another video on this regarding the referee and the way referee Rangers games on the whole. So I'll talk about my man of the match now. For me it was Barisic, considering he got the 2 assists, but it could have been any one of these players. I'm just going to go through every single player right now. McGregor, I thought he played really well in the game, saved the penalty, could do nothing for the goal, took a wicked deflection. You've got to hand it to Edward. See what I did there. Tav, I thought it was a captain's performance from him. I thought he was absolutely outstanding going forward, and defensively I thought he was really good. He gets slated a lot for not being switched on defensively, and I think with Tav, I think his defending's pretty good when he comes back and defends. I think where the issue lies is when he goes too far forward and he can't get back in time, found out position, and that's when he kind of doesn't defend well enough for me. But when he's in the right position, I think he does defend well enough. Gets beat in the air a lot, but he is quite a small guy and he's not a centre half, so we'll let him off for that. Goldson, I thought he was solid. Good distribution from him. I thought his pass to Kent for that Morelos chance was absolute sublime. If that was Scott Allen we'd be talking about from now until next Christmas, to be honest, but it wasn't. Katic, I thought he was absolutely solid. He was unlucky to give away the penalty. As I say, these penalties are never ever given until it's a massive game like this, then it becomes an issue. I thought he more than made up for it with his goal, and I thought after that he was absolutely solid as well. Barisic, as I've said, 2 assists. His defending was really good. He had Forrest in his back pocket. No more to be said about that. Ryan Jack, I thought he had a poor first half. He was involved in obviously that goal, gave the ball away a couple of times, which is really uncharacteristic for him. But then again, I thought he had a good second half, and especially when we had to defend deep at times. Later on the second half, I thought he played really well. Davis, I thought he was absolutely immense. He had 2 clearances off the line, which to me it sounds like, oh, Celtic were really unlucky there, were they? No, really, but they did threaten it on the odd occasion. I thought it was good passing. Really worked tirelessly. Camera, I thought he played really well. Good distribution with the ball. He's got good feet. Tired a little bit towards the end and got taken off for Arfield. Ryan Kent, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Took his goal well. Was a constant threat, and I just feel that his work rate was absolutely phenomenal. Morelos played really well. Constant threat. Pulled the defenders this way, that way, and really toyed with the defenders. I thought Julian played not too bad against him, but particularly when Morelos came up against Ayer, I thought that's when Celtic really struggled against him. He was unlucky, as I say, to get sent off. I thought the first booking was very harsh. Second booking I'll take. It was by the letter of the law a dive, but he could have just had a word in his ear, to be honest. Aribo, terrific. His work rate was absolutely immense. Reminded me very much of Candeas. His work rate was just phenomenal. He's got good feet, and I thought he played terrifically well. Unlucky not to score when Morelos played him in. And we made 2 subs. Arfield came on, as I said, for Kamara, and he worked pretty hard when he came on. Did enough. Edmondson came on in the 90th minute to play the last few minutes, and I thought it was solid. So I'm going to quickly wrap this video up, guys. I think it's been a really long video, but there was just so much to talk about in this game. I thought it was a good game. Delighted to finish the decade. That's decade, Bob. Didn't be correcting me again, it was an honest mistake. I did mean decade in that first video. But thank you very much for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you to the people who have subscribed, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.